Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again, did y'all another video. Hope y'all are having a very great day. Hope y'all are having a very great week also. My day is going absolutely stupendous. Big shout out to all the channel members, all subscribers to the Trey King Show family, and much love to each and every last one of you all. And you all, we have a story out of Tennessee by way of Memphis. And big shout out to everybody in the great state of Tennessee, everybody in the great city of Memphis. Now, before I start this story, I want to send a special condolences out to the family of Tyre Nichols, because it's very sad what happened to this young man. And all this could have been prevented if a butthurt, yes, ex-boyfriend would have went on by his business and left this man alone, because this man did not have to wind up dead. And shame on anybody that's saying that they are trying to change the narrative, because the narrative should always be justice for all, no matter what color you are, no matter what sex you are. But anyway, I also want to thank my channel members and also my subscribers for sending me this story, because I was just waiting until a little bit more details come out. And yes, I wasn't one of the first one to jump on the story, because I knew it was just some fishy. You get what I'm saying? I ain't talking about Star Kids tuna. But as you look a little deeper, guess what? A lot more things come to the light. Now, what's being said lately is that ex-officer that is, Demetrius Haley, who happened to be 30 years old, baby mama, works at FedEx. And also, Tyre Nichols was working at FedEx. And as you can see, this was confirmed by CBS News, because you know CBS be on every damn thing. So people are saying that the reason why Tyre Nichols was killed was because ex-police officer Demetrius Haley did not like the fact that he was dating his child mama. And I'm going to tell you like this, when somebody don't want you, the best thing to do is let them go. But the fact is this also, is that you got these other guys tied to this mess also. And you have to understand one thing about these cops. And I'm not talking about all cops. I have cops in my family also. And big shout out to all the good cops out there, even though I know they are few, far in between, but you still have good cops in the work. I'm not going to sit up here and try to make every cop to be bad. But also, if you're one of these so-called good cops and you protecting and you hiding information and getting your friends off, and you know your friends out here doing wrong by the citizens and stuff that pay your salary, shame on you. Because if you're going to be right, be right. If you're going to be wrong, be wrong. But I'm going to say this right here. This is what happened when you follow the wrong people. Now, on January the 7th, Tyre Nichols was on his way home, and he was approximately between 80 to 100 feet from his home, where he was stopped by, yes, Demetrius Haley and the Goon Squad. But even though they are not called the Goon Squad, they are affiliated with some kind of gang unit that they have. And my thing is this right here. If you're affiliated with a gang unit, why are you sitting up here following a guy who has no criminal record or whatnot? Because you're not going to have a criminal record working at FedEx or UPS like that. But how can you follow a guy with no criminal record, and then your justification for stopping this guy and beating the living hell out of him was the fact that you said he was driving reckless? And clearly he was not driving reckless. And I'm going to tell you something also. This is what my people told me, who are cops also, even though they don't like to share the secrets, is that one of the easiest things to stop somebody on when they're driving is for reckless. You know what I'm saying? Reckless driving, like if they cross over the white line or if they veering side to side too much or whatnot. I mean, that's the easiest reason for you to pull somebody over. So upon pulling Tyre Nichols over, Demetrius and his squad proceeded to, number one, snatch this man out the car, and within a matter of seconds, started beating the living hell out of this man. And also, how you sit up here and give somebody 70 to 80 commands, and then you expect them to comply with all commands, when you had one officer saying do this, and then you had another officer saying do that. That was clearly a setup, because that's what cops do sometimes. It's no different than you walking out taking these field sobriety tests sometimes. Those tests are designed to make you fail. Now, true enough, I don't agree with driving drunk, but at the same time, I mean, if you're going to be a police officer, at least be right, because guess what? That could be you or even your family being done like that. But at the same time, how we go from you stopping a guy from driving reckless, and then this guy winding up being beat, and then these punks have the nerve, yes, these punks had the nerve to brag about it.
Man, I was hitting him with straight haymakers, dog. Man, come on, man. I'm rocking him, though. He was rocking, but shit. You eating him, you know what?
Me was rocking. Then I jump in and start rocking.
Now, 5 of these cops was arrested. 5 of these cops were black. And then you had one white officer who I think was using a stun gun. He was not charged, but he should also be charged also, because guess what? You could have easily called in for help. But I understand, like I told y'all earlier in this video, is that these cops protect each other. So I want to make this point also before I start this story, is the reason why people are saying that Demetrius Haley is behind this. Number one, what cop sit up here and arrest a guy, beat him down, and then pull out his cell phone, start taking pictures, and also texting somebody? And they saying the person that he was texting was his ex-baby mama, showing her what he did to Tyre Nichols. And shame on him for doing that. And they all should be punished. This man stayed in the hospital for 3 days, lost his life. And I'm going to tell you this right here. For anybody to sit up here saying that he could have complied, how can you comply when somebody wants you dead? You get what I'm saying? It's no difference if you walk down the street and you crossing the road and nobody's in your way. All of a sudden, somebody just pop up in your way. You know what I'm saying? Whether they run over there towards you or stop a car. I mean, some things you cannot avoid. So I'm saying this. When somebody want to do you harm, guess what? They're going to do it to you. But that's the reason why you should have people out here speaking up and standing for what's right. But anyway, we'll break the rest down as I read a snippet from this story. I'm going to read a quick snippet from this story, and I am going to give my opinion. All of it. Surely, as we go. Did Tyre Nichols get killed because he was dating Demetrius Haley's ex? Chances are that's a big yes. But this is the rumor that is going on in Memphis, Tennessee. And no, I do not deal with rumors or speculations, but at the same time, when you got this much evidence, chances are something may be true. But how you sit up here, number one, kill a guy, and it's clearly premeditated. You kill a guy all because you mad because he's dating your ex. I mean, it seemed like to me that you would be happy that she got somebody who's really basically a square. And I don't mean no disrespect toward that. And people looking like, what's a square? A square is just a, an average working Joe, just an average working guy who is not about no street life. And this the person that you all decided to kill. With all that crime and danger going on in Memphis, you target one of the least violent person and you take him out. Meanwhile, you got people getting gunned down every day in Memphis, Tennessee. But it's kind of funny and sad that you all supposed to be a gang unit, but you clearly overlook all that. So maybe this is the reason why the killers and these drug dealers are still running around free, because the police are letting them run around free. Anyway, let's continue. Now, when 29-year-old Tyre Nichols was stopped by police in Memphis, Tennessee on January 7th, what police said was suspicion of reckless driving. Notice I told you about the reckless driving part. That's one of the easiest reasons to pull somebody over. And also, he was beaten so badly that 3 days later, he was dead. And thank God for that video, because I'm sure these cops did not know that they were being videoed. And this is the reason why some of those body cameras be cut off, too, at the same time. But lo and behold, guess what? God is not asleep. You're not going to sit up here and do God people wrong any longer, and it's not going to be justice done about it. Because just think about it, before cell phones and surveillance cameras came out, these cops used to get away with murdering people, hurting people every damn day. You get what I'm saying? And no, I'm not talking about all cops, but the chickens are coming home to roost. Anyway, now according to the New York Times, several police officers gave Nichols 71 commands in 13 minutes. 71 commands in 13 minutes. This was designed for them to attack him, saying that you're not complying. And then you have people like Fat Butt Jason Whitlock, the fat TV personality. He basically tried to blame this on single black women, saying this is the product of single black women.
Disunity and violence that we see in a lot of these cities that are run by single mothers.
When he clearly seen these cops going overboard, beating him down. But he wasn't talking about the police officers being a product of single black women. No, he was talking about the guy getting killed, Tyre Nichols, being a product of single black women. Like, how in the hell can you comply and put your hand behind your back when you're getting punched in your face, kicked in your chest or whatnot? He was beaten badly till he died. You know what I'm saying? So how can you comply? And then you got another bastard named Grant Stinchfield. And what a hell of a name, Stinchfield, because this show stank over there. He said the same thing.
This all could have been avoided with one simple move. Tyre Nichols could have complied from the moment he was pulled out of that car.
So all this would have been avoided if Tyre Nichols would have complied. But I'm going to ask you, Grant Stinchfield, and what a last name you got. It's good for you. I'm going to ask you this. Could you comply if somebody was beating the living hell out of you? I'm sure you can. Anyway, now, back to the story. According to the New York Times, several police officers gave Nichols 71 commands in 13 minutes, many of which were confusing and also conflicting and sometimes even impossible to obey. And this is what the news station and other media outlets are saying, is that it was impossible for Tyre Nichols to comply with any order that he was given. So for people who sitting out there making these videos, these are dumb TV personalities because they're there for a reason. They sit up here just to sway your thought. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you this right here. Stop looking at things on video and you clearly see what's going on with your own two eyes. But then somebody sit up here and tell you like, no, that's not what you're seeing. And then you turn around and believe it, even though your eyes are telling you one thing, but your mind is telling you another thing. They did that back in 2001. When you see something on video and it's live and it's not Photoshop and nothing like that, you best believe it. So what I'm saying is this right here. What you see on this video is exactly what took place. These guys are very aggressive and they had no business attacking this man like that. And I don't give a damn what color he was. He could be a white cop or a black cop. The point is this right here. Doesn't matter what color the cop is. If you down there being beat to death. And also while I'm at it, let me add this to the story. Now, if a person is killing you or a person killed you, would you care what color that person was? I'm sure you wouldn't. I know I wouldn't, because guess what? If you're dead, you're dead. And shame on the person who done it. So for all these people always trying to make everything about race It is about race sometimes, but clearly this is premeditated. This was a hit. You get what I'm saying? So which one is worse? Somebody premeditating, somebody plotting to kill you, or someone just not liking you because of your skin color and then they decide to do you harm? Which is worse? Somebody planning to kill you, plotting to kill you, or somebody just out the clear blue killing you? To me, it's all the same. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's finish up. Now let's go over this key part again. When the story says several police officers gave Nichols 71 commands in 13 minutes, many of which were confusing, conflicting, and sometimes even impossible to obey because of how police were pinning him down. And that's what they do. They'll tell you to sit up here, turn over, but at the same time, they got their leg on the back of your legs. So how can you turn over if somebody already pinning you down from your lower body? You know what I'm saying? You can't. And then that's why they continue to rough you up. You know how it goes, some of you all. And also to my people out there who have seen this video, if you really watch the video, those instructions that they gave Nichols was not meant to help him or make him comply. They was meant to confuse him and make him disoriented, so therefore they can apply more pressure on him like they did. They knew exactly what they was doing. This is a tactic that they use. Trust me, my own people told me. Anyway, let's close up. And we're going to end it right here with the news says. It says, the deployment of often nonsensical instructions underscores a key aspect of how Nichols ended up dead after a traffic stop. Now, nonsensical means something that makes no sense. It has no bearing to anything that is really going on. So this clearly was a premeditated hit. But like I said earlier in the story, I don't know if this was because Officer Demetrius Haley, baby mama, or he was mad because she had moved on and wanted no more. But it's clearly more to the story than what they had told us at first. Now, I'm going to say this also, is that it's sad and tragic what happened to Tyre Nichols. And at the same time, when you have police doing this and operating in this capacity, what difference than them than the average street gangs and thugs out here that's hurting people? The way they was seen and shown in that video shows you the true nature of some of these people. And also the nerve of themselves, they're bragging about how hard they was hitting them and everything, just really just talking bad about the man. After the man was already clearly beaten down to a pulp. And Tyre Nichols was a very thin guy. So you mean to tell me, Officer Demetrius Haley, that out of all guys in Memphis, Tennessee, all guys running around there doing crime, you pick one of the most innocent person with really no criminal record, works at FedEx, and you mad all because he's allegedly dating or was dating your baby mama? Shame on you. And they all should get what's coming to them. And also even a cop that was tasing him, the 6th cop that they have not charged. It doesn't matter because guess what? You could have easily tried to stop it, or if you couldn't stop it, guess what? Call in for backup just like you do anything else. Anyway, you all let me know what you think about this story. If there's anything I may have missed or misinformed, which is not my true intent, please let me know in the comment section, or you can email me and we can talk about it more there. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Become a channel member. Also, share the video with your family and friends. Till next time, you all stay blessed and have a great day. And I will see y'all soon on the next Trey King Show. And guess what? I'm out.